Hey everybody, welcome back to Megan's Menu, and I'm going to show you what was on the menu for this week. And I just did a couple of crock pot recipes and a homemade bread. So the first one is going to be some chili in the crock pot, and that's where we made the like a rustic crusty round bread for dinner as well. So for this chili dinner, I am just using some very basic ingredients, and I'm really using things that I already had on hand. You'll see that I have just kidney beans. I didn't really have any other beans, so that's what I used. So to your crock pot, you're going to want to add a half a pound to 1 pound of cooked ground beef. I added a can of kidney beans and then 2 cans of basic tomato sauce. And then also to that, I added some taco seasoning, some homemade taco seasoning, probably about a tablespoon, and then a couple teaspoons more of chili powder. I just like to do that. Normally I would add one of those dry ranch packets, but I didn't have any, so I just added about 1 to 2 tablespoons of ranch, and then you just give it a good mix. I literally left this on for several hours during that day on low, because it's all cooked but it's being heated through. So I wanted to have a bread. We didn't have any cornmeal, so I made some regular rustic round bread. So to a bowl, I put 1.5 cups of warm water, 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, and then I put a half a teaspoon of salt. And then between 3 cups of flour and 3 1/4 cups of flour. And so this is actually a no-knead recipe. I kneaded it a little bit just to get the stickiness gone, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so obviously you whisk it around, and I used a wooden spoon to mix it around. And then this is made in your Dutch oven. So what you want to do is preheat your Dutch oven in the oven before you bake it. But before all that, I kneaded it a little bit. And then I let it rise for about 1.5 hours after oiling my bowl and the dough, covering it with a towel until it at least doubled in size. So then I used parchment paper and I floured that a little bit, and basically, kind of just put it on top of that, rolled it around a bit so it's not sticky, put a little bit of flour on top, and then made a little design, no big deal. And you're going to place your bread with the, still in the paper in your Dutch oven into the oven. With the lid on, you bake your bread for about 35 minutes at 450 degrees. And then after that's done, you remove the lid, and then you bake it another 5 to 10 minutes. And then what I like to do with all my homemade breads, no matter what kind, is while it's still hot and in the pan, I rub butter all over it to soften it up a little bit. It's still a crusty, rustic bread, which is what we are going for, but I still like to put the butter all over the top of it. So anyway, that's how you do it. And we'll have the recipe linked in the description below. And then I also had cookie spaghetti on the stove. I had spaghetti cooking on the stove so that we could put that in the bowl first and then top it with the chili and then have some nice buttered homemade bread along with it. Adding cheese, sour cream, green onions, whatever you usually add to your chili. So good and so easy. So for the second dinner here, I went ahead and oiled my crock pot. And I'm going to make a quick and easy homemade macaroni and cheese because I was going to be gone and I wanted something ready for dinner when we got back. So this is just like something I just threw together basically. So you start off by, I oiled my crock pot and then I poured in approximately 2 pounds of rotini. And then to that I make the dry milk. So this was 4 cups of that dry milk. And then I also added 2 more cups of regular milk. And to that, I'm basically adding what I had on hand. It was not a planned meal, but it was basically like throw it together. But it worked out really well. So after I added the milk, I went ahead and added about 3 tablespoons broken up of butter on top. So then I added a couple cups of what I like is extra sharp cheddar. That's what we like, so I put that in there. And then on top of that cheese, I went ahead and added approximately half a package of cream cheese, just because we have that on hand. This is basically like throw together what you have. So, and that worked out really well. I love using cream cheese for homemade mac and cheese. It works out really well. So then mix it all around. I added salt and pepper, and then I had it on low. And then you give it a few stirs every once in a while, but after a couple of hours on low, it's really creamy and delicious. And then also what we went ahead and did, and you'll see this, is on the stove we went ahead and fried up some yummy bacon to break up into little pieces and put on top of this homemade mac and cheese. And that's it. A couple of very easy, simple, throw together, last minute crock pot dinners that you can make. And it's basically using a lot of what you have on hand. I thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye.